Karoline Leavitt gets up and humiliates Adam Schiff to his face. A story of grace, grit, and the power of listening. The rain had been falling for 3 days straight in Washington, D.C., tapping against the stained glass windows of Capitol Hill like a persistent drummer refusing to let the tempo fade. Inside the grand chamber of the Oversight Committee, a storm of another kind was brewing, one made not of clouds and thunder, but of tempers, tension, and unfinished truths. Karoline Leavitt sat quietly at the end of the long mahogany table, her hands clasped together, thumb nervously brushing over her ring, a simple silver band her father gave her the day she graduated college. It bore an inscription inside, "Grace first, even in fire." He had said it was his father's mantra, passed down from a man who never raised his voice but moved mountains with his words. Karoline hadn't spoken yet. Not during the opening remarks. Not during the accusations flying from one side to another like daggers. Not even when Congressman Adam Schiff, known for his articulate barbs and tenacity, subtly dismissed her with a flick of his tone, calling her comments in a previous hearing youthful dramatics. She had swallowed that comment like bitter tea, staying quiet. But something about today, something about the look in the eyes of a mother sitting in the audience, a woman whose child had died during a government shutdown due to delays in urgent care, compelled her to rise. It wasn't rage. It wasn't pride. It was something deeper. Compassion. Karoline stood slowly, her heart pounding loud enough to drown out the drizzle tapping against the windows. The room quieted almost instantly. Schiff, leaning back with his hands steepled under his chin, didn't look up at first. "Mr. Chairman," Karoline began softly, "I'd like to respond to Representative Schiff's comment. And not with more noise, but with something else. A story." She could feel the shift in the room, half curiosity, half skepticism. Schiff raised his eyebrows. "You have the floor, Ms. Leavitt." She took a breath. "When I was 12, she said, my brother Matthew came back from Afghanistan with scars that didn't show up on X-rays. He was a medic. Saved lives. But when he returned, he couldn't sleep. Couldn't smile. We waited 9 months for him to get seen by a VA psychologist. 9 months. He died 2 weeks before his appointment." A hush blanketed the room. Karoline's voice didn't tremble. "Not once. My mother wrote letters to 5 different representatives. She only got one response. It wasn't from someone in our state. It was a form letter. We're sorry for your loss," typed so coldly it felt like another death. She turned to face Schiff, her voice clear and resolute. "So when you say what I offer is youthful dramatics, perhaps you forget that many of us didn't come here to climb ladders. We came to make sure no other mother sleeps next to an unopened V envelope." She paused, letting the